Are you or someone you love falling into the trap of perfectionism? I'm going to give you some tips on what to do for perfectionism. Hi, I'm Dr. Shimi Kang. Thanks so much for subscribing. Please leave your comments below. So perfectionism is actually on the rise. There's probably a variety of reasons for this. Our performance-based culture, over-evaluation of children in school and sports, selfie culture and Instagram. There's a whole bunch of factors coming together. And unfortunately, we're seeing a rise in perfectionism. Now, don't be mistaken. Perfectionism isn't a good thing, although people often kind of boast about being a perfectionist. We know that it's actually linked to anxiety, depression, body image disturbance, and perfectionism is linked to lower achievement. We actually don't achieve our highest level when we're aiming for perfection because we just don't try new things. We get stuck in the same old rigid thinking. We don't want to shatter a paradigm of being perfect. Of course, nobody is. So we really want to change the conversation. Perfectionism is definitely not something you want to foster in yourself, your children, or the people in your workplace. So what are some things we can do to help reduce these rates of perfectionism, or if we're seeing perfectionistic behaviors? I'm going to give you 4 different tools that you can use when you're working with someone and you're trying to help them be less of a perfectionist. Tip number 1 is let them try first before you give any instruction. Now, this can be really tough, especially if you're a teacher or a parent, but it's really important to just let individuals try on their own first. Often, especially if they're perfectionistic, when we give them instruction, they want to follow that instruction, and that really impedes their own innovation, their own creativity, their own ability to be comfortable with making mistakes. So tip number 1 is let them try first before any instruction. Tip number 2 is if the person you're working with gets stuck with a problem, don't give them the solution, but instead give them a hint or help them break the problem down. Often we're tempted to just tell people how to do something. But if you're working with a perfectionist and you want to reduce that, you want to just give them a hint, give them a little breakdown of the problem. But again, let them try on their own. Let them walk on that trail of uncertainty, become comfortable with mistakes. That's how we actually start to see a reduction in perfectionistic tendencies. The third tip is to praise effort, not performance. This is really important because when we praise performance, like, wow, that was a perfect job or really well done or excellent, we actually encourage perfectionists to want to be that perfect person. Yet when we praise effort, when we stop and we say, you know what, I really like how hard you worked in that soccer game or how much effort you put into that project, regardless of the outcome. Now we're building what's called a growth mindset, building those trails of hard work and effort. Ultimately, that leads to much better achievement and long-term success than praising performance. And the 4th tip to deal with perfectionism is to actually encourage healthy risk-taking. One of the things perfectionists won't do is they won't take risks because they don't want to make a mistake. So bring in risk-taking into different parts of that person's life. If you're a parent, have your child dress different, do their assignment differently, hand in something a little bit messy or off or unique and unusual. In a workplace, encourage your staff to take risks. And again, reward the effort, not the performance, because healthy risk-taking is what leads to innovation. And we don't want rigidity in thinking, not taking risks. That leads to more perfectionism. So before your final prescriptions for perfectionism, I just want to say thanks for listening. Please leave your comments and subscribe below. Here are your prescriptions for perfectionism. All 4 of them are on one prescription pad. These are let them try first before instruction. Number 2, give a hint, not a solution. Number 3, praise effort, not performance. And number 4, healthy risk taking.